Yay, Dawns ARKS! Welcome everyone to your Phantasy Star podcast recorded live on December 19th, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Zance. Go ahead and say hello.
Hashire soriyo, kaze no yoni, tsukimi hara wo, padoru.
Yeah, it is kind of that time of the year, isn't it?
It is. It's the Christmas time now. We don't have a Christmas theme in NGS, but hey, we got Christmas. It's probably in the PSO2 lobbies.
Well, we are going to be getting some stuff, I think, coming next week that's going to be Christmas themed, so we can definitely look forward to that. But yeah, this week was the launch of the new region Retem, which has been quite the impressive update, actually, compared to how things have been as of late.
A very much needed update as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Tons of just daily life improvements here in terms of like the new skills that are available, the fact that we've got access to the remainder of the techniques. Why was that a thing?
I don't know.
And then of course we got the new region itself, which just gives everybody a new place to play in. It's just good stuff all around here. Obviously, story is still a bit shorter than we probably would like, but at the same time, Sega has outlined that they're keeping the story short for the most part for this game. Still, I've been searching around, and I have been finding just a ton of things in the region that give us little lore hints, which...
also just fun little Easter eggs as well.
Yep. As well as hints of potential updates that are coming for new game modes. But we'll have to see how this all plays out here. But yeah, Zance, how about just like a score 1 to 10, along with a quick review of the patch itself?
So I haven't gone as far as you. I'm only at level 23 right now. So I will say that my initial impressions are a solid 8.
Okay.
I am liking it so far, and I'm hoping that it eventually becomes more solidified with more stream of content, like more stream of things to do. Because it seems like it'll take a while to get to 35 now, and with the title system, hey, that gives me something to do while I wait for new stuff to come out.
Yep.
So yeah, I appreciate the titles coming back. I like new gear that I have to try to farm up, which was the level 5 drops. So yeah, I give it a solid 8.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would...
The story's also interesting. The story's also pretty interesting from what I've played so far.
Yep. I'm thinking along the same lines as you. I would say somewhere between a 7 and an 8 myself as well. Certainly there's a bunch of implications as to what's happening in the region, as well as just... Sega brought back some really cool ideas with through the use of the dolls. For example, of course, we knew about the bouncer dolls coming into this, but what we didn't know about was that they also brought in a giant dolls that basically plays a crazy tune, if you have to remember that from PSO. That's one of the bosses you can encounter in the region. It basically just rocks out at some point with music, which was quite the sight to behold.
And speaking of music, so far I found 3 different spots which have music Easter eggs.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing around the region. A lot more than we saw back in Alio, where it was just the PSO2 main theme as well as
PSO.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, it was just 2, and already I found 3. Have you found any more than that?
So I found one that was all the way on the west side in South Retem. There's one on top of Retem City. there
I
is
just found that one actually.
at the top of the mountain in the southeast. You can hear the New Genesis theme once again.
Okay.
And then there's also
yeah, Retem City is the Retem City Easter egg is Moatube.
right. And then
North Retem Muraba Canyon, right up there, I believe, has an Easter egg there.
Yeah, I think that's the Galeniger mines, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
And then on top of the pyramid is actually it's a really old callback back to the original Phantasy Star for planet Motabia. So
yeah, like I was not expecting that.
yeah, that was quite the shock. Sega remembers.
I know. Wow. Making callbacks to their original game.
Yep.
It's been a while since they did that.
Yeah, definitely.
And actually, like going all the way back to Phantasy Star 1, I think I remember in the original PSO, VR Subspace, or VR Spaceship, I think it was in episode 2. The music was a remix of the final dungeon in Phantasy Star.
Yeah, Trick Track. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Sega has made a lot of musical callbacks in the past, so it's nice to see them doing this once again. And I guess we'll have to see if they decide to keep that theme going forward in the snowy region and the volcano region, and maybe if they'll add anything in Alio.
Volcano in the background, though, like I am very interested in that.
Say again, sorry.
The volcano in the background there. That is one thing I really like about Retem. You can easily see all the other regions. So you can easily see from the west, there's Alio. Like northwest is the snow region, and then directly north is the volcano.
Yep.
Now, are we going to have a sea region? Because that would be in the east.
Well, the area of Halfa that we're in seems to be surrounded by the ocean, actually. So.
True.
We'll see how that plays out. Although, to be honest, there may. Okay, this is going really, really deep into things now here for me. But there may not actually be a sea region. There may not be an ocean. Damn. And that's something I'm gonna be talking about in an upcoming Secrets of New Genesis video.
And it looks like when it comes to transferring between each region, it'll be from the Alio region. So to get to the snow region, you'll have to go from North Alio into there, and then go to the volcano region. You'll go from the Halfia Lake. Yeah, and it's weird that you have to run across the bridge to get there. You can't just jump from one area to another. I found that odd.
Yeah, another thing it's all sort of part of the theory I got going, but we'll see how things pan out in the future. Yeah, I would say one of my favorite things it has been North Retem, and just all the little things that you can find there. We found like what I'm calling the photon sprites, which are just these little photon entities that apparently exist over there. And then aside from that, there's also the canyon with all the platforms. And if you continue to climb up into the mountains higher than that, and you look around, you can find a pretty interesting scene where you've got an image of a red wall with wings, and then also a blue wall with wings. And I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, red base and blue base, is there PvP coming?
It might. We'll see.
So yeah, it's
like I mentioned to you before, it would be very interesting if they did do PvP with the NGS engine, and also have that as another source of constant star gems you can get.
Yep. Because PvP already exists in base PSO2. This would just be a new version of it.
What's PvP added in like episode 3?
I think you're right. Yeah, it was after challenge mode was added, No, it was episode 4 that was added because they had the Tokyo area by then as well.
Oh yeah, episode 4. Then.
But yeah, of course, not everything is available to players in the region just quite yet. The new pyramid is apparently blocked off to players aside from what's on top of the roof, which is the Planet Motivia music as well as 4 red boxes. We can't actually get inside there, but I might have discovered the path to get into there once it gets unblocked. There's a cave on the shore, whereby if you kind of angle your camera the right way, you can actually see inside what looks like a path that sort of leads into the pyramid.
Okay.
So we'll have to see if that's actually going to be the eventual path inside there. But it's interesting to find something like that already.
Oh yeah, like the camera clipping into the walls is a constant thing that I've experienced.
Yeah. Especially with all the mountains around, yeah, it's definitely a thing this time. So, of course, I'd say they did a pretty good job with the rest of the area as well. The design of the desert looks nice.
Oh yeah, I love desert regions in games.
They've got a battle area to the west of there, which. It's definitely fun doing loops around there as enemies pop up. Of course, you got red boxes stored there as well, so you're gonna have players just sort of coming in and going out as things happen. That's where your level 20 to 25 leveling is gonna happen, or technically you could stop at 21 if you wanted to, if you had already unlocked the second battle area. Second battle area has level 25 enemies inside there. And then once you do the rank up to rank 2 on the 2 battle areas, they both go up to level 30 enemies.
Okay, and the level cap is 35, right?
Correct.
Okay.
For right now, anyway.
Yeah, interesting that they raised it by 15.
I'd say I mean, players needed needed something to do as they were going through the region, so it makes sense that they would raise the level cap. And then don't forget, 2 months from now, we're getting another 5 levels, and then another 5 levels 2 months after that.
Oh, yeah.
So players are going to eventually reach 45.
Yep, it's to give players something to do, so I will take that.
Exactly, especially since it seems as though the Summoner and Lester classes have been delayed for the time being.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But something had to get dropped somewhere, and so it makes sense that they're pushing those classes off, at least for the time being. They gotta get the rest of the game fixed first, which definitely they've made some improvements here, but I don't think they quite made all the improvements that they've needed to make just quite yet here. It's nice that we're sort of getting all the content that we had in Alio sort of front-loaded here in Retem. Rather than it being split off across 6 months. But they still need to do more, and I'm looking forward to whatever those world trials are going to be. I would also say the title system also.
Those world trials.
Yep. And then the new title system definitely gives players something to strive for if they want to get free star gems and such like that. I got like a stack of star gem, 5 star gems at this point, so it's definitely.
Oh my!
Go ahead.
I have 47. I didn't even realize that.
Exactly.
47 Star Gem 50s.
It's so easy to get them. At least the initial batch, and then you got to start actually working for it. But players are going to be able to easily pay for some material storage and extra storage storage as well.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been using my Star Gem for.
Yep. And me doing the thing I did back in base PSO2, which was just accumulate and hang on to my star gems. I'm sort of like now besides myself in terms of what I'm going to do with those star gems now.
Yeah, how many are you at right now?
I'm at like 16,000.
God damn.
All this because I had the foresight to just buy costumes when they were cheap and just have several characters set up that would just keep wearing them and just get those star jumps. It was a really good system I set up, but now I'm set up with in such a way that I've got too many star jumps that I don't know what to do with, except just, hang on to them and use them over the next several years.
Yeah. Hey, you were smart. You thought ahead on that.
Yep. Let's see here. So with that, let's go ahead and launch into the news at this point here. Starting with actually just a quick backup here. For December 8th, of course, they had several campaign items go out to players, including everything that was rewarded for the Halloween Fiesta web link panel rewards.
Including all the gold prim swords.
Yep.
Yeah, 50 of them. Holy.
Yep. Why don't you kind of read through some of these here?
All right. So, along with the scheduled maintenance, the expiration of premium sets, extended storage, 1 through 6, material storage, personal shop usage, all that got extended because of that. But yeah, stuff that was delivered for campaigns. So the player survey, if you did that survey, then you got 40 star gems. The Fiesta rewards, we got the stamp tames come here, Wrappy Lantern, and enhanced success rate 30%, 5 of them. 350 SG tickets, 120 SG ticket, and 1 SG tickets. Okay. 3 special.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never seen an SG1 ticket before until that.
I have it, and it was a daily reward for PSO2NGS on the Japanese version.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Special scratch ticket times 3 and photon quartz 100. And then we got 50 gold rimmed swords, which again, it's pretty insane.
Yep. Just go ahead and convert those into plus 10% augments.
Oh, absolutely. And then we got the reward for joining an alliance, which was an enhanced success rate plus 10%. And if you joined at least 4 members, and if you joined with at least 8 members, you got 50 SG, which we both got that, obviously.
Yep. And then, of course, we had the maintenance for last week, and it was an extended maintenance. So, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the 14th, going until 3 a.m. Eastern the next day, which meant, amazingly, Sega did not have to delay the launch of Retem.
I'm surprised by that.
I know.
Also Doom Dragon, yes. Like constantly having to do enter, left, enter, left, enter, left, enter for all those SG tickets. Oh.
Yeah, I agree. That would be a nice quality of life improvement. Just being able to use them all at once. Maybe that's something that should be posed to the hashtag NGS headline.
That would be appreciated. Like,
yeah.
Make it to where you could use multiple like that.
Or just use all Star Gem tickets in inventory or something like that. Because there's no reason not to use them.
Oh, no, definitely not. Like, you want to use... Like, it just takes up inventory space if you're not using them.
Exactly.
But yeah, back to no delay on launching. Holy, that's actually surprising.
Yep. Yeah, Sega really had their stuff together for this one, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for the most part, anyway. We'll see that that some things are still a little buggy, but we'll kind of get through that as we do here. Of course, then everything launched, and so the Sandstorm Requiem patch went live. And as we were talking about before, we got the new region, including North Retem, Central Retem, West Retem, South Retem, Retem City, as well as New Trania. You also got new region mags, as well as gathering items. You got the new region combat sectors. You got the Retem Al-Noth, as well as the Storm Zone enemy suppression. and Transorv Destruction. Which...
Oh yeah, which one of the did you do both of them?
Yeah, I've done both of them.
Okay.
One of them is against the giant worm boss, actually, or sandworm rather, and then the second is against that doll I was telling you about, the one that just rocks out because it's got a crazy tune that it's got equipped.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a fun one to fight. Of course, you got the new
Once I get to that battle power, once I get to that battle power, I'm definitely going to be doing them.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need new gear to reach that, plus leveling up helps as well. Of course, we got the new chapter. We can see Nadara, Jalil, and Hadi here.
The
Nadara...
whole chapter is about the amazing power of singing.
Yeah, that's So did you see the end of the chapter yet?
Not yet. I'm still trying to get through it.
Okay.
I just know it's like, oh, the amazing power of singing. She tried to sing, but then she couldn't. But now she can sing.
All right, I'll hold off on the chapter in review then for now. Then,
okay.
Of course, we got Nadara here, the leader who oversees Retem City. She is strict with her regiment and never misses a day of training. Though committed to protecting Retem City, she may be hiding something.
And that is the power of song.
Then we got Hadi, an ARKS defender and Nadara's advisor. He is a composed and experienced warrior, able to quickly adapt to changing situations. He is always mentally flexible. Jalil, an ARKS defender and Nadara's advisor. Though hard-headed and strict, the people of Retem City trust in his combat experience. And Mosin, an ARKS defender and Nadara's advisor. He is well-versed in battle and has a straightforward, honest personality.
I like that 3 of the main cast for this chapter are cast.
Oh, yeah.
We need more cast characters.
I completely agree with you, especially with the, and you know what, this is something we should probably touch on real quick here. The backlash that happened after the last NGS headline.
Oh?
Did you hear about how people were angry that they're not about the answer that they gave regarding the Type 1 and the cast outfits?
Oh yeah, I could see why people would be angry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are using them more, and if you actually made more compelling cast types, then people would be using that more.
Yeah, it's there's definitely a disparity between what the players want and what Sega thinks the players want, and Sega has at this point actually gone out and acknowledged that. And I need to pull this up here actually now that I'm thinking about it here, because they acknowledged a few things here. But it's interesting that they're going so far out of their way to listen to their customers when previously there hadn't. Well, I guess really their interest at this point is they're trying to save the game essentially.
Because they don't want it to fail in the West. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
Remember, PSU, it was their own fault for it failing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see, where did this thing go?
No, I say failing, but it did last for 6 years, so that's better than what most online games go for, which is like some of them don't even last a year or two.
Yep. Let's see. They did do something kind of cringe where they made a joke about Drew's Sandstorm.
Yeah, I saw that. But it's an old meme, so it checks out.
Yep. Here we go. So, the hashtag PSO2NGS team is listening to your feedback. In particular, the devs have seen player opinions on the policy towards T1 or Type 1 and cast cosmetics, personal quarters, the future roadmap, and the release schedule of classes. So, yeah, they're listening to their players, or at least they understand what the players want to hear more about. So we'll see how things pan out in the future and all this here. But continuing on, we also have Rizwana, Nadara's lady-in-waiting. Quiet and earnest, her high degree of combat skill makes her more of a guard and less of a maid. And then Munira, Nadara's lady-in-waiting, composed and polite, her attention to detail serves Nadara well. I believe these are two two task givers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the new instructor Leah May, who has just a laundry list of tasks for you to complete. They can be accepted by each of your characters and picked up every week. Progressing through the main story will allow you to accept more tasks, up to a total of 15. Tasks are designed to make it easier for you to level up your characters, so don't forget to complete them every week. And then you've also got ARKS training instructor Ronaldine, which is an interesting name for someone like that. And ARKS Advanced Training Instructor Ronaldine offers limited time tasks for advanced players. Once you have unlocked the high-ranked sectors in the Retem region, you'll be able to accept these tasks. Each task is difficult to complete, but as soon as you complete one, the next task will start. These tasks will be available until late February 2022. To try to complete them while you can. Complete all tasks to become an advanced ARKS. So I'm on the second step of this right now.
Oh, nice.
The first one was like kill, I think it was like 500 enemies in each of the combat sectors, and then now it's kill 30 of specific enemies.
And I'm guessing those specific enemies are like bosses?
No, they're actually regular enemies.
Oh. Huh.
So, it's more about hunting them down at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we had the level cap increase to 35, and then we got a whole bunch of new class skills available. I am loving this one, the Sword Art's Charge Avenger. Once you charge a photon art for a certain amount of time, being hit by an enemy will cause the photon art to be released with Hunter Art's Avenger applied to it. And there's actually something that even boosts that attack power further now on the skill tree. So, really nice addition for Hunter, especially for me since I'm a sword hunter.
Mm-hmm. And for Bouncer, I really like the Blades Parry, because it allows me to, like, because a lot of times I would need to stop the animation of one of my attacks in order to dodge. Well, I could just hit the step attack, and there we go, parried.
Gotcha. Yeah, each class got something new. Of course, Force Tector and Bouncer also got access to the new techniques. So you got Zand, you got Grants, and you got Megid back from the base PSO2 game. So it's nice to see those finally making their return to the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now Tector can still be useless. Yay!
Also, something really important to note, and I think my theory about the dolls is actually panning out correctly because of this. One of the bosses in the region is weak to the dark element.
Oh.
Which means that it basically has no fall spawn influence on it. It's actually weak to something like that. So that would mean that the dolls actually are not of a fall spawn or Dark Falls creation, which in turn leads us back to that giant Dark Falls we saw at the start of the game. It is not a Dark Falls. It's just a Dark Falls in name, which is basically misinterpreted at this point. We just need the game to say this.
That's very interesting.
Yep. And also, along with these, with the techniques, well, actually, they're talking about the different blots that you can put on. So you got the Zand Gale. Hitting an enemy with an uncharged wind technique will affix a vortex. Hitting that with a charge technique of the same element will activate the vortex, causing additional attacks. The type of attacks caused by the vortex change depending on the technique you hit with. You've got Grant's Glitter. Hitting an enemy multiple times with a light technique will cause you to temporarily be surrounded by a halo. While it is active, using light techniques will cause additional attacks based on the technique. Activating another halo while one is already active will not cause the effect to stack, but will instead reset the effect duration of the already active one. And then for Megid's Sphere, when you hit an enemy with uncharged dark techniques, you can stock up to 3 orbs. Using a charged dark technique will consume all the orbs and increase the power of that technique by the amount corresponding to how many were stocked. And then, of course, you got the new techniques Zan, Guy Zan, Grants, Guy Grants, Megid, and Guy Megid. And along with that is the fact that attacking Wrappies with the new techniques has different effects as well.
Oh.
So with Zan, what happens is the Wrappy basically gets spun around really fast and makes him really dizzy. For Grants, what happens is they start to ascend to the heavens as if they've died and are just heading up, and then they get dropped to the ground. And then for Megid, two dark claws basically come and grab them.
Oh.
So yeah, it's funny to see the new animations that the Wrappy's got, and I guess we'll have to see if anything else gets added in the future at some point. So aside from everything else, we got 5-star rarity weapons and units now. So,
yay!
Yep. You got the Fivla series, the Gothica series, the Quintil series, the Griaga series, and what was not mentioned here was the Relic series, which is one of the most expensive series currently because it is such a rare drop at this point.
And that's the series to hunt for.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I want to get a Relic sword because that, just having an extra 20% coming out of Restasine is going to be such a huge boost to Hunter survivability there.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course, we got new augments added, including Dust Soul, which can be defeated by defeating the enemy Dustal Vera. And those augments also can increase your HP and such. You can also get some new augments through the capsule exchange at the item lab as well. You also now have the ability to add preset skills at the item lab that basically allows you to transfer a fixa onto a new weapon as long as it's of the same series. So, even if you don't have a weapon with it right now, if you find one in the future, you can just transfer that on. Also, they make mention here that if you get something that is a level 4 or higher, then you're going to need NX cubes to do the transfer. And hey, Lord Samuel. Of course, we got the title system in play, as we mentioned before. Got new urgent quests as well as Battle Dia. So, Destil Vera Suppression Operation in North Retem. And then you got the Battle Dia Yellow Retem Troopers, as well as the Battle Dia Purple Retem Devastators. I haven't gotten into the purple one yet, but I did try out the yellow one. It's
with me, actually.
Yep,
Remember,
exactly.
you did that with me.
That's true, and it's an interesting one. Although the rewards are kind of lacking because they took away the silver weapon and unit for some reason.
Yeah, it is just gold ones now.
Yep. And of course, you got new enemies in the region. You got the Lizentos. Almost as soon as you get into the region, there's a cocoon basically right off to the left of you. Once you're past the initial story battles, which will take you to fight one of these things. Then you got the Fortos Launcher and the Fortos Laser. The Kelkundo, which is the doll's bouncer, apparently.
Yeah, I like how a lot of the dolls are based off of classes that use specific weapons.
Yep. There's even one that uses the gun slash at this point.
Yep. Which makes me wonder, Luster was supposed to come out a lot closer to the Retem region then, huh?
Well, I don't know. We don't know what Sega really had planned originally and had to potentially drop before launch. I remember them saying Luster was going to be sometime after Summoner, though.
Okay. That's probably still going to be the case.
Yep. And then we've also got this is kind of hilarious here. They've repurposed the Dark Ragna.
As the Bubble Snapper.
Or not the Dark Ragna, the Dark Vibrus, what am I saying?
Yeah.
Or Fall Vibrus. Whatever. That one they never... Yeah, I think they changed the name on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's got a beam attack, which has an opening, or rather leaves it open whenever it's using that. But you still need to watch out for it at the same time. So, I'm guessing this is kind of what the original form of this thing was before it got infected by the fall spawn.
Probably.
And then you got
grab.
Yep. You've also got the Branco, which basically has a couple of tentacle arms that just wave about and can hit you with those. And then you got the Mitius, which, to your point, sound is a thing in this region, so this thing has giant speaker pods on its arms. And then, of course, you got new tames in the region as well. And then, coming December 22nd, that's when we start to get those World Trials, the Stellar Grace Recovery Operation.
Oh, that's just in 3 days, okay.
Yep. World Trials are large-scale events that occur simultaneously on all ships. Unlike normal trials, it spans multiple sectors and occurs for long periods of time. The goal of Stellar Grace Recovery Operation is to collect as many of the Stellar Grace that appear in each exploration sector as possible within the time limit. Depending on the amount you collect and the amount collected by all players on the same ship, you get a boost effect that increases your rare drop rate. Stellar Grace comes in 3 different colors, each with different rewards. You'll have to take on the challenge to see what's inside. And this world trial will be pre-announced and will occur based on the schedule here, so...
Okay.
It looks like it lasts for 12 hours.
Oh. Well, it starts at 10 o'clock my time?
Or no, at 36 hours. What am I saying?
Okay. Wow. So yeah, it'll start at 10 o'clock my time on Wednesday, so yeah, I will absolutely be doing that when it goes live.
Yep. We'll see how many players can actually participate in some of these, just given that we're dealing with Christmas that week as well.
Oh yeah.
And each schedule includes the time to collect Stellar Grace and the time of the rare drop boost for the entire ship. And starting next week, we also have Central City decked out in Christmas spirit.
Yay!
This week we had a new AC Scratch ticket, the Mercenary style, available. And we'll actually go through all this in a bit here. Coming on the 22nd is also going to be the Frozen World AC Scratch.
Oh, don't remind me of the Q and 14. Hey, we got 2 weeks of free game time because of the game is just too popular.
I thought it was 3 weeks.
Or 3 weeks now? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was 7 plus 14.
Yeah, so we got 3 weeks of free game time because the game is just too goddamn popular.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming, and then there's also an AC Select Support Items Scratch coming on the 22nd as well, so any of those new items that you just got in Retem, you'll be able to use these to help you boost your weapon power up. This is going to give you things like the Capsule Addy Spy Mill, which adds an Addy series augment. No explanation as to what that series actually does, though.
Odd.
Yep.
I guess they don't want to, like, if it does cause a significant change in weapon builds, then that would make sense that they wouldn't list it.
Yeah, and they have a link to the item catalog, but I guess they don't have this or the last thing in there yet. Let's see, other features here. You got room matchmaking settings, finally.
Finally?
Yep. And it's really easy to set it up. You just put in whatever your keyword is going to be, and it just automatically matches anybody that has that keyword set up. So it's not like even you create a mission and then you put the key in there. It's just you set the key and you're done. So you can, if you want to have a special event, you can just give out a key to 32 people, and that's pretty much it. Then you got a full room at that point. I didn't realize this until last night. They added in the mag sonar functions. I didn't think that was in yet. But mag's active sonar is getting more high-tech. An option for sonar support will be added to the mag's menu in the Gears subpalette tab on the main menu. Check what you want to look for in the active sonar target settings menu, and you'll be able to find the item you're looking for in the vast field. Just like when you search for cocoons and towers. So, I have that set currently to valuable items and red boxes.
Yeah, I need to have that set for red boxes.
Yeah, it definitely makes hunting them down a whole lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
You can also now register motion changes in your looks. So, you don't have to go back to the salon to do that anymore. You've also got new face options added, as well as new functionality, so the tongue can be adjusted horizontally and vertically.
Oh, nice.
There's also a renewed login bonus. So they increase the amount of items such as star gems and end grinders. Special scratch tickets will also be available as rewards. And also the items in the premium slots will be more luxurious and powerful. Apparently that's ending January 11th, so maybe they're going to do another update at that point. And then NGS Season 3 Mission Pass is out now as well. For those with Premium, you don't even have to use a gold tier pass anymore. It just activates automatically.
Yep. And they didn't increase the cost of the Premium set.
Right, it's still 100.
Well, like the Premium set when it comes to AC. That's at 1,300. Yeah.
Right, I'm sorry.
It was reduced to it was reduced to 1,300 after they removed the gold pass from it, and they didn't increase it after they added this.
Right, and they didn't increase the star gems either to buy the mission pass gold.
Nope.
So got some interesting items coming from that, including a set of wings here.
I like those wings.
Yep. And of course, there's also a region release celebration campaign, which we'll be getting to shortly here. Got a couple more things to go through first, though. Just at this point, let's kind of go through everything that might not have been in that list here. So we know about the new class levels, we know about the new class skills, the new techniques, field updates. Retem region has been added. Of course, we got the new exploration sectors, combat sectors, Trainia, and specifications have been changed so that the urgent quests in the Retem region and Aleo region occur at the same time. And you're going to need to move to the Retem region in order to accept an urgent quest occurring there, and vice versa. And
you can only do one or the other.
Correct.
You can't do both of this whenever they're going off.
Yep. You got new urgent quests available, of course. As well as new Battle Dia, Retem Troopers, and Retem Devastators. You got new main tasks, side tasks, daily tasks, weekly tasks, and limited time tasks. Of course, the title system is in. New trials, the new mission pass, you got the new enemies, which we've covered already. New items. Story update for Chapter 2. Got the new AC scratch, which we'll be talking about shortly here. New augment capsules have been added. Here we go. So, for class changes, they changed the specification for the fighter's class skill acceleration drive to prevent the character from ascending when coming into contact with a wall.
Oh.
They changed the specification for the double saber whirlwind so that an effect occurs when changing to the second step. Thank you. It wasn't easy to tell that when it was happening or not before. They changed the specification for the Tector class skill shift to D-band so that a sound effect plays when the character is under the effect of the skill. Changed the specification for the Braver class skill breakfall HP gain so that visual and sound effects play when the skill activates. Changed specifications for Photon Blast so that the sound effect plays when the gauge is full. Changed specification for some weapon action and class skills so that a sound effect plays simultaneously when the effect for a complete cooldown plays. And they changed the icons for common skills other than Photon Blast in the class skill details window in NGS. For quests, the count for urgent quest completions is linked between regions. So as we said before, you can only complete one or the other. Change specification for some NPCs so that the Blight Round effect will not be activated for enemies to which the Ranger class skill Blight Rounds is applied.
Speaking of Blight Rounds, Rangers putting Blight Rounds on materials or red boxes, that's still a thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well. They changed the timing of thunderstorms in the Alea region so it is more balanced. They added a region restriction option to the acceptance requirements in the quest info screen. And so some quests can only be accepted from one region or another. In particular, we've noticed also Battle Dia are like that. As well as Cocoons. So just keep that in mind. You might have to move regions. The following spec changes have been made to Trainia. The Trainia information and trial information will display separately. You can now use room sorting under party selection without moving the cursor left or right. And the bottom of the list is now selected when the cursor is moved up from the back button under party selection. And the PSE gauge has been updated so it will not decrease as much as it used to, except this did not get applied to Aleo for some reason. So this will be coming in a future update, probably when they release the high rank level 3 stuff for Aleo.
Yeah, that's so strange. Why didn't they apply that to there?
I don't know. They added actions to the Wrappy enemy, that being... Oh, that's right. They added an action where they chew on some fruits.
Yeah, it's so adorable.
Yeah. For tasks, additional requirements for the main task, residents of Central City. You can change specification, or they changed the specification so that a maximum of 20 side tasks can be accepted, or if you're premium, you can accept up to 40. The following spec changes have been made to the task list. It now displays the chapter number on the icon for main tasks, and displays the NPC in the icon for accepted side tasks. The guiding feature for tasks will now guide your character to the region mag that is closest, and daily tasks are now marked as daily instead of tier. And then for gathering, they changed specifications so that gathering items collected by methods other than via data pods will not count towards the progress of tasks that require gathering. And then they changed the item descriptions of some of the minerals. And Doom Dragon, yeah, it's curious that it does even decrease at all, although it was the same way back in base PSO2 as well, whereby if you didn't trigger it, it could just simply go down. Inside the salon, you got new face options added. They added the Retem region for the field test function, added an edit mode motion settings, added a function to load character data for face types only, added a function to hide all accessories when wearing cast parts, separated the entries for mouth and teeth tongue. Impersonate and reaction will no longer be available in the emote test window. They allow adjustment of color 1 and 2 in hair color settings while wearing head parts. Display body types and race in their respective tabs while loading character data. They added save data for adjusting tongue horizontal and tongue vertical in load character creation data. And as we mentioned before, you can now adjust the tongue horizontal and tongue vertical position.
Yep.
They also added some more keyboard settings here. So camera rotation, you can do that with A and D, vertical camera movement, W and S, reset camera with the R key, rotate character, Shift AD, wear takeoff hairstyle, Shift and space, and then wear takeoff outfit is just space. For looks, as we said before, they added motion changes to the registered looks. They added bookmarks to looks and added a motion change entry in the look breakdown. For mags, sonar support settings have been added. Those are the same ones we mentioned before. Added mag color settings to the mag form settings, and added the ability to change mag color for mag forms that support color changes. To change color, you need to have an NMag color change kit in your inventory, though. At the item lab, they changed specifications so that the cursor moves to the confirm button when selecting an item that's already selected. Changed the item info in limit breaks so that it displays up to 6 items. Added new items in the exchange augment capsule. The following spec changes have been made. Weapon icons will now display on the base items augments, and augments that are already applied will be pre-selected. And as we said before, preset skills can now be transferred to other weapons. In the personal shop, they added face variants to the consumable subcategory under the product search. AC shop, they added new items to the AC shop. Item recycle, added new items to the product list in item recycle, accessible through the item trader or the shop menu. And for items, they changed specifications so that the effect duration is extended when a boost item of the same effect is used. Thank you. They changed the item thumbnail of alpha reactors, changed the item description of NX cubes, and items should no longer have not tradable in their descriptions. Not tradable is not indicative of whether the item can be listed for sale in the NGS personal shop, but of whether or not it is tradable in PSO2. Yeah. And they plan on changing it to not tradable in personal shop in NGS blocks in a future update. They also changed the thumbnails for the following body paints, Gazer Tattoo and the Heart Pulse Tattoo B, so they're easier to recognize. Premium set,
Honestly,
they changed...
going back to the not tradable, it would make more sense to call it not sellable.
Well, you would still be able to vendor it, I would think.
It's like, or make it like personal shop prohibited or something like that.
That could work, yeah. For premium sets, they changed specification for premium sets so that the gold rewards and the mission passes are unlocked when you have an active premium set. Under options, they added the option to toggle display for each channel in the show all function in the log window. That's a nice one to have. They added a rarity setting for drop effects in the control settings. Added an option to display stamps in the sound chat settings. Added an option in keybind settings keyboard to set a shortcut to mute or unmute the mic if you're using the in-game communication.
Which I've never used.
Same here. They added Vsync to the graphics settings. You can change this setting while starting the game in full screen mode. They changed the blue and... Go ahead.
Wait, they didn't have Vsync before? What?
No, because the game didn't have a true full screen mode. It was just virtual full screen up until now.
Oh, yeah, true.
They changed the bloom and blur settings so that you can set levels of intensity instead of it just being on or off. And they added the following weapon options in the Windows shortcut settings: weapon camo, sheath position, play achievements, tasks, arc search, stamps, control settings. And then for blocks, why don't you take this section here, Zance?
Okay. Following changes have been made. We got the added Retem blocks. Automatically removed to a Retem block when moving to the Retem region. The region you were in when you logged out will be recorded. So if you logged out in the Retem region, you'll log back in the Retem region. Log out in Alio, you'll log back in Alio. For Ryuku devices, added the room matchmaking settings. We already went over that. Following changes have been made to room transfer function. You can operate the room filter button by moving the cursor left or right. Room filters will be kept as long as you are logged in. And bottom of the list is now selected if the cursor is moved up from the back button.
Yeah, and having the room filter setting being kept, that is such a huge change to not have to do that every time you're bouncing around to a different portion of the region.
Well, it's only kept when you're logged in. That's the thing.
Right. But still, it got a little annoying every time you wanted to just bounce to another room or to another portion and try to find a busy room that you had to set that every single time.
Yeah.
For the launcher, the following options have been added to the environmental settings in the launcher. Added an option for full screen display. When using a high refresh rate monitor in an environment with multiple monitors, please set the high refresh rate monitor as your main display in your OS settings. And Vsync will be automatically disabled in some cases depending on the maximum frame rate. And then they've got some other spec changes. The city map will now display character thumbnails. Storage will now display storage icons. Standard sorting in NGS blocks will now be aligned with the sorting order in PSO2 blocks. You'll now be able to see details on each item for item sets in the AC shop in NGS blocks. The display location of regional effects has been changed in the food stand. So yeah, you can't get all the bonuses in Retem if you're using Alio-based items for food. Central City is now excluded from the history of the multi-party player display in the communications log. In room transfer, the number of participants displayed in the party tab will change from the number of party members to the number of people in a sector. The Do Not Display Task Information option will not be displayed when a task that has been set to display guide information is selected. Icons will now display for region mag boost effects under current effects in the character info window. That's a nice thing to see. Players are able to skip Chapter 1 if there is a character on the same account that has already completed Chapter 1.
Thank you.
I don't believe that means you get a free pass in terms of leveling up. This just means you don't have to go through the story again if you don't want to.
Which I don't want to with my other characters.
Understood.
Much rather just get to grinding.
They changed the items obtainable via the login bonus. Changed the names of quest storage and drop storage to temporary quest storage and temporary drop storage, respectively. You will now be able to change the width of the chat log window with a mouse. The Retrieve Reward Item screen for quests will now display the reward item list simultaneously with the menu. Text information will no longer display in Notice. An emote search function has been added to perform emotes. Thank you!
Mm-hmm.
The lookbook has been added to the personal menu in main menu. And a warning message will now display when discarding an NGS block-only item in PSO2 blocks.
Huh.
And then several class adjustments have been made as well. For Hunter Volcraptor, The damage accumulated in the down gauge will be changed to a fixed amount instead of being dependent on the amount of damage from explosions. The down gauge accumulation will not be less than it was before adjustments were made. For Launcher, the Fear Eraser, they changed specifications so that the attack land starting from closer to the player.
For Gunner,
go
twin
ahead.
machine guns. Yep, the twin machine guns got a slight adjustment. Ease the timing for accepting early input for the weapon action, and the invulnerability duration upon successful dodge has been extended for the weapon action. So, yay, more iframes for Gunner.
Yep. And go ahead and keep going.
All right. Force. Rod adjustments. Rod normal attacks have been adjusted to aim at the target when there's no directional input. Techniques have been adjusted to aim at the target when there's no directional input. And change the specifications for the Rod Photon Blast so that attacks land starting from closer to the player. And for Talus, normal attacks have been adjusted for no direction, save with techniques. And the Photon Arts Convergence Shot and Spread Shot now adjust to the aim at the target when there's no directional input. Nectar, wand adjustments, wand techniques, same thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's the same thing with Foe and Gifoe, and Gabarda got an attack increase range. For Zonde is increased the propagation range of follow attacks generated by uncharged attacks, and Gazande is increased attack range when not charged.
Yep. And then for Braver, the Katana Guard counter, they increased the attack range on that and eased the fall timing. Katana Guard counter advanced, they increased the attack range. And Fearless Attitude, they increased the attack range and eased the fall timing. And then for Katana adjustments, they eased the hit stop time when a perfect guard is successful with the Katana weapon action, and changed specifications on the Katana weapon action so that the player is able to guard against enemy attacks during the invulnerability duration after a perfect guard is successful.
And then for Bouncer, a pretty big list here. So added additional penetration and increased attack range for the third step of Soaring Blade's normal attack. Extended the forward guard point where the third step of the Soaring Blade's normal attack is activated. Increased the attack range of the Soaring Blade's sidestep counter. Adjusted the Soaring Blade's sidestep counter so that players will not fall while attacking. Changed the specifications for the Soaring Blade's Photon Blast so that attacks land starting from closer to the player. And Destructive Stork increased attack range of variant attacks and raised the increased rate of variant attacks. For Rampaging Harrier, increased potency of variant attacks and adjusted to allow horizontal movement when not using variant attacks. And for Roaring Pheasant, increase the attack range for the last step when not using variant attacks, and add an effect that prevents the player from being launched or knocked back during the activation motion. I.e., they're making Soaring Blades even better.
Yep.
And I love it because that is my main weapon on Bouncer.
And then for quests, the time it takes for the first dread enemies to spawn after a room is created has been reduced, which is kind of necessary given that players can now create their own instance with the new password feature.
Mm-hmm.
And the time between when a dread enemy is defeated and the next dread enemy spawns has been reduced. And then for Gathering, they changed specifications on minerals so that more damage is dealt when high-level players attack them. So that'll make it easier to pick them up. Alright, and then of course we had the end of the maintenance on Wednesday. There was an item distribution, which this is to be expected whenever there's a level cap increase. Everybody got an end reset all skill on each of their characters. Make sure to pick those up before the 14th of January. And then we have a laundry list of bug fixes, which we're gonna leave to you to read through, because this is way too much even for us, and we're already an hour into the show at this point, basically.
It is a lot of bugs. Holy.
Yeah. But with the new region, there's also a Retem region celebration campaign going on here. So just looking at the calendar here, they've got a Retem release celebration login going from now until the 29th, and then there's a New Year login bonus until January 12th, starting on the 29th. There's also the Let's Go to Retem campaign right now, as well as the Story Completion campaign. Join an Alliance campaign as well going on right now. There is the year-end ARKS support campaign starting on the 29th. There's an Enhancement support campaign starting next week on the 22nd, as well as the start of the NGS video submission contest and the screenshot submission campaign. So just taking a quick look at some of this stuff here, we got the login bonus. So log in for 1 day, you're going to get a 10 Star Gem ticket. 2 days, you're going to get 10 Photon Chunks. 3 days, you get a 20 Star Gem ticket. 4 days, you get a special scratch ticket. 5 days, a 20 Star Gem ticket. 6 days, 30 Photon Quartz. And 7 days, a special scratch ticket. For the New Year login bonus, that's going to be for 1 day, a 50 Star Gem ticket. 2 days, another 50 Star Gem ticket. 3 days, a third 50 Star Gem ticket.
Then
Fourth
special scratch, then 50 SG, then 50 SG, then special scratch.
Yep.
So that would be 250 Star Gems right there, along with 2 special scratch tickets.
Pretty much. And then that continues on for the Let's Go to Retem campaign. So for reach level 10 in any class, you get a special scratch ticket. Reach level 20 in any class, you get a special scratch ticket. And then you get a slew of Star Gems here for enhancing weapon armor to +10, +20, unlocking weapons potential to level 1, adding augments to weapons and armor, complete Mount Magnus Dolls, and completing the Trio Goes to Battle, and completing Rescuing Dozer. Completing any of Leah May's tasks will give you 5 of the Battle Trigger Alio Yellow. Defeating 100 altars gives you the Alt Soul 3, 10 of those. Defeating 100 dolls gets you 10 of the Doll Souls 3. Defeating 10 enhanced enemies gives you 5 Battle Trigger Alio Purple. And defeating 10 boss enemies, mid-boss or higher, gives you a special scratch ticket. And these are distributed when you meet the requirements on those. There's also a story completion campaign. Complete the main task, the Cornerstone of Retem's Revival, gives you an N augmentation success rate plus 10%. And completing the main task, A Happy Ending, gives you the accessory, the Luminous Reindeer Horn, just in time for Christmas.
Yay!
There's also the Join an Alliance campaign. Speak once in Alliance chat and you get a Salon free pass. And if you create a party of 2 or more Alliance members and complete an urgent quest, you get 10 Star Gems. There's also a New Year ARKS support campaign, as mentioned before. Zance, why don't you go ahead and take this list here?
Okay, so for New Year's ARKS support end, we got several different tasks to complete here. So, this will start on the 29th and then end on the 11th. If you complete Urgent Quest 1, 5, and 10 times, you got Photon Chunk times 10 and Special Scratch Ticket, then 30 SG, and then a Melia Double 3 times 10.
Yeah, I think that's one that helps with melee and ranged weapons.
Okay. For defeating altars, 100 gives you Trinite times 10 and a Special Scratch Ticket, 500 gives you 30 SG, and 1000 gives you Alt Secreta 3. For dolls, defeating 100 gives you Tetrasite times 10 and Special Scratch Ticket, 500 for 30 SG, and 1000 for Ratak Doable 30. For boss enemies, defeating 10 will be a Photon Skill times 10 and Special Scratch Ticket, 25 for 30 SG, and 50 for Meltak Doable. So, basically, 1, 5, 10 for the quest, 150, 1000 for altars and dolls, and 10, 25, 50 for bosses.
100, 500, and 1000 actually for the enemies.
500,
but yeah.
1000, yeah.
All right, and then we've got the support enhancement support campaign, and so from the end of scheduled maintenance on the 22nd until the start of maintenance on the 4th of January, you got a plus 3% success rate on augments, and enhanced weapons and armors, great success rate plus 20%. And then there is the NGS video submission contest and the screenshot submission contest. Those are coming next week. Alright, so with the launch of the new region, we got new packs that are available for purchase. With the Type 1 pack, the Fiery Dunes Retem pack, you get the Maul Quicksand base armor, or base wear, the Sand Quick Hair, the Sand Quick Hairband, the Motion Dash Airboard, and the Motion Glide Airboard. I picked this up and I am loving those motions. You get the Stamp Natara Let's Go. You get 2 15-day sets of premium, as well as 1 material storage use for 15 days. You get 5 NEXP earned plus 10%. And there's also some bonus gifts of the Salon Free Pass, an End Color Change Pass, and Augmentation Success Pass plus 20%, 40 Tetrasite, Battle Trigger Retem Yellow, and Battle Trigger Retem Purple. And why don't you take the Type 2 here, Sans?
Yep, for Type 2, which is the female one, you got pretty much the same additional stuff, but for outfits, you instead got the Mal Samoa BA, the Samoa hair, the Samoa hood, makeup, and makeup B.
Yep, and then pretty much everything else is the same here.
Yep.
Alright, we've also got a new AC scratch ticket, mercenary style. Let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick here. And I'm not quite sure what that is on their heads there.
I don't know. What is that horn thing?
Yeah. And so the Type 2 outfits are not leaving much to the imagination, are they?
Well, they did say that Type 2s are the one that are most used. Gee,
yep.
I wonder why.
Looks like you got some dreadlock hair now as well. As well as new accessories. And then you got the move Long Leap here, along with the landing. Whoa there! And a jump air pedal. But these are bonus prizes, of course.
Yep.
So let's take a little bit of a deeper look here. So you got the Crimina Dolante base wear, the Lighty Savage. That's the one where let's see. It says here innerwear will not be visible when this is equipped. So yeah, it basically replaces whatever innerwear you had on.
Interesting.
You got the Ethnos Kimon, which gives you some interesting claws on your feet there. And again, innerwear will not be visible when this is equipped. You've also got the Rogue's War and the Amir Coat. Interesting boots there. Or maybe those are shoes with leg guards. I can't tell from here.
They might be leg guards, but they might be the boots. I don't know. It is hard to tell on that.
Again, we got the new motions, along with Provoke 2 and Red String. Zwar hair. I also got Delante hair, which is kind of wild there. And the Ethnos hair, which kind of put some... I can't tell if those are gems or not at the end of the hair there. You've also got watery eyes. Not quite crying, but they are watery. So that gives you a new iris pattern. You also got watchful eyebrows and slim eyelashes, along with flushed cheeks, B, and the blaze makeup. A lot of makeup there.
Mm-hmm.
Also the Savage makeup. Delante paint. And blazing paint as well. You can also get a Scorpio tattoo now. And there's the Zwar headgear we saw before. Along with Amur earrings and the Amur headband, or hairband rather. Some new goggles, headgear, a couple of painful wings here. Clanky auriculate, which is another type of ears there, it looks like. Also the protruding shoulder, so unfortunately that's not going to do any damage to anything that hits that. The ghillie cape, which looks like it's basically just got foliage on it, so not exactly the best thing to be bringing necessarily into Retem given the desert theme.
No. That makes more sense for something in like the Aleo region.
Yeah. You got tactical boots, as well as a masticator. And the clawed gripper has a tail. Interesting. Although I suppose you could kind of put it on any mount point that you want to. I'm surprised I haven't seen a Dr. Octopus yet.
Yeah, that like if you got all the clawed grippers, then you could do a Doc Ock there.
Yep. Then you got an Animo Brazil, which just gives you some fur on your arm there. It looks like. Werfer comments, as well as Werfer cease, so some missile pods, as well as a mortar annihilator. And then going up to the bonuses, so looks like it's just the motion dash long leap, which is at 45 scratches. Alright, so as mentioned before, they did make changes to the regular login bonus that went into effect this week. And then, of course, they did have a little bit of an overview of what titles could be obtained in the game. So that includes the distance traveled, the number of purchases made in the personal shop, but the number of purchases required to earn the personal shop related titles will be counted from February 2022 onwards. So you're not going to see that just quite yet. Enemies defeated and battle-related content. There's PSE Burst Scene, Item Lab, Food Stand, Party Play, Urgent Quests, Battle Dia, Trials, Daily and Weekly Tasks, Chat and Screenshots, Gathering, Region Mags, and the number of item containers destroyed, excluding Item Container Red. So a whole bunch of titles that you can go for now in-game. There is an AC purchase campaign going on right now. If you purchase a total of 500 AC or more, you're going to get yourself an N color change pass. Alright, and then they did talk about this previously, but this is again about how you move the fixes over to new weapons here. And then they go into the different materials that are needed to actually do this here. So, for a preset skill level 1, you need 40 photon chunks and 40 monotite. Level 2 is 60 photon chunks and 40 dual might. Level 3 is 80 photon chunks and 40 tritonite. Level 4 is 2 NX cubes, 80 tetracite, and 2 photon scales. And then level 5, this is where it gets really costly. 10 NX cubes, 120 tetracite, and 15 photon scales. So make sure you're happy with the weapons series before you pull something like this over. And then it's similar requirements for the preset skills on units. Then we got the new Wrappy Pack, which replaced the old one. This is for 9... Go ahead.
Yeah, and this one is just the outfits, just without any of the premium stuff that was with the previous one.
Well, you do get a little bit of it, actually. You get a premium 15 days as part of this.
And that's it.
Yeah.
$10 though, that's alright. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's not a bad price, especially because you do get the N-Wrappy suit, plus the motions and the stamp. And also 2 of the N inventory plus 10s. So it definitely pays for itself just between the premium set cost and the N inventory, because those N inventories, I think those are like
account-wide. They are account-wide.
I thought those were by character, actually.
They are not. They are account-wide.
Huh. Very useful
So
to get them.
it is absolutely worth it.
And then, of course, you get a bunch of bonus items as well with this. The biggest one potentially being at least the Battle Trigger Aleo Yellow, if you're just picking this up just as you're starting the game. Alright. Moving on from that. We got a bunch of bug repair statuses here. So, chat logs. Chat logs are sometimes not shown in the Xbox One version. They're working on that. Players may be unable to complete achieving the main task too. This bug was fixed this week. They've received reports of allied drones not attacking enemies. Upon investigation, they've identified a bug where allied drones do not attack enemies, and their tracking time gauge does not decrease, and they're currently working on the issue. Registered emotes may be unavailable. Some players are receiving an error message stating you need a ticket to use this emote, and they're currently investigating that issue. Some side tasks cannot be completed. There were cases where the side tasks training a Dominator, Aleo, and exploring a tower do not progress. This bug was fixed this week. Inventory can sometimes hold items beyond its maximum capacity. That was fixed this week as well. Audio may not play in PSO2 blocks. They have an update on that. They have identified the bug that prevented audio from playing correctly in the emergency trial Intercept the ARKS replicas, and fixed the bug on December 15th, so this week. But I guess they might still be keeping this open here, because they only talk about that one particular trial and not saying that it's completely fixed yet. Barterblot and Zonclad attacks may not string properly when performing additional attacks with Jet Boot element set. This was fixed this week. And we're starting to get to the end here. So, premium users, you got your PSO2 day coming up this Tuesday. So make sure to enjoy that while... well, actually, it looks... it's funny, because you're going to be losing some hours here because of maintenance here. But from 7 p.m. on Tuesday until the 23rd at 7 p.m., you're going to get your premium time. And actually, they boosted the amount of time because there is maintenance here, so typically it's only 36 hours. They boosted it to 48 hours this time. You get EXP earned plus 10%, rare drop rate plus 25%, and there's a limited time task for all players as well. Plus a 50 star gem ticket when you log in on the day, as well as 2 special scratch tickets. So that's nice to see that they added that. And of course, you got the typical PSO2 base boost going on as well. And there's not going to be any maintenance for December 28th.
So I guess with the world trial, they're just going to launch it without any maintenance. Interesting.
Yep, seems that way. Well, no, this is the 28th, not next week's.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm talking about the 22nd is when the world trial will start. So.
Right. So there is going to be maintenance for that.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Yeah,
but
it's just the 28th.
Okay. Interesting.
And then they do talk about the upcoming NGS personal shop features. So coming in February 2022, there's going to be a shop search friend shops, shop alliance member shops. You can also edit ads, display ads in the product list and product search results. You can also view the player ID names under view sales and send kudos after purchasing an item, which is interesting. Does that mean fun is coming back?
Will I get to shout out fun again?
I don't know.
Oh boy.
It's interesting that they would do that though, without
cool though.
There's got to be some sort of incentive behind that.
Oh yeah. Bringing back fun.
Yep. Eligible titles that can be fulfilled or earned by fulfilling the necessary conditions after the features are added in February 2022. Let's see. Yeah, we talked about these already here, along with sending kudos. Requirements for earning the title personal shop buyer. So you need to log 300 hours of playtime. You need to spend a cumulative total of 10 million Enmaseta in the personal shop, and make 500 purchases from the personal shop. So that one alone is going to cost you 500,000 Enmaseta, even if you purchase just 500 1,000 Enmaseta items. And then for the personal shop master, you need to log 300 hours of playtime. You need to reach 50 million in Enmaseta cumulative sales in the personal shop, and make 1,000 sales in the personal shop. Alright, and lastly, we have the roadmap, which they talked about in the last NGS headline, but they kind of spell it out a bit better here. So, starting January 1st, you get New Year's decorations and revival scratch tickets, as well as the winter event World Trials. So I guess this is going to be new trials on top of the new ones that we're getting next week. February, you get a new urgent quest, Massive Boss Suppression. And they're also raising the level cap to level 40. Aleo region gets the new high rank sectors, along with the new Chapter 2 side story. And implement ARKS ID. And then for the mag, you can, there's a music disc playback feature coming.
Yep. So you can have all the different music discs from PSO2 playing on your mag.
Yep. Why don't you take the rest of this here, Zance?
Okay, in March, which is the spring event, there'll be release of urgent quests for the spring event and quest triggers. Finally, yay!
Yep.
April, we'll see super challenging request release. We'll have the level cap raised to 45. Retem region will have the new high rank sectors and a new urgent quest and room setting feature for photo shoots. And for May, new photon arts and techniques, along with a limited time urgent quest. And in June, the second major update for NGS. We'll have either the snow or volcano region opened up, Chapter 3, level raised to 55, and new class skills. They're finally giving us proper content throughout each month. Oh my god.
Yep. So, we'll have to see how this content plays out over the next several months, but this has me hopeful that Sega finally has things going in the right direction. It's to be seen if it's enough at this point or not.
I really
but-
hope it is.
Yep, and of course with the new region coming, that brings us closer to actually what we need to see at some point, which is going to be level 60. So hopefully we'll see that in maybe August or September, at which point we'll actually be able to fight that Gigantix in Halfield Lake and get rewards from it. Remember, there's that level 64 Gigantix there.
Mm-hmm.
That does it. Go ahead.
Yeah, once we do get the 55, I do wonder what they're going to do with the lake.
Actually, it's funny. They added a couple of new data pods over there, including one
Okay.
that basically says, "Don't fight the Gigantix unless you know your abilities can handle it."
Oh, interesting.
I think
But-
they added it after all the ships went out and killed it.
Well, people are still going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No kidding.
Moving on, we are done talking about NGS. We got private server stuff to update about, specifically Clementine. New update came out on that on December 16th.
Yep. So for enemies, the Golmoro now drops the Twin Tonfa instead of the Tamagiri Zajik at level 175 plus. And then for missions, the Rumbling Ruins C rank should no longer provide 2 PA fragments. And in the update following this one, a fix will be applied to address certain issues where mission flags will hang and not activate, specifically for Military Subway and Rumbling Ruins, causing the mission to be impossible to complete. Why don't you take the rest of this here, Zance?
All right. So we got items. The Gult Rod has had a typo in its PV value corrected. Talus has received a 10% PA boost. The bronze, silver, and gold medals are now account bound. Experience and MP boost items now last 60 minutes instead of 30. Calamity Soul grinding values have been corrected. Apparently they said they fixed a bug, but they didn't. Okay. Speed King status effect has been corrected, and now only neutral element Speed Kings will have HP Steel. Rengu Kuto Ensa and Rengu Kotu Guren models have been swapped. And we got the Christmas event. The Clementine 2021 Christmas event is upon us. This time, a delve into a VR simulation of Parum reveals fire-contaminated creatures that must be purged. Roar of Flames will be available to play at the 5th floor of the Guardians Colony until December 31st. This simulation mission can only take a maximum of 4 players, but can be joined mid-mission. In addition to the Roar of Flames event, Guardians can enjoy the following boost until December 31st, which is EXP times 2, MP times 1.5, Vsync times 2 off of enemies only, and PA EXP times 2. And we got a small level cap increase of 150. And
160.
or 160. Yeah, it was at 150 before. So yeah, we got a small increase to 160. Various consumable boxes have received increases to area drop rates on S3 difficulty to aid in finding proxies and other items. And that's it.
Yep. And then Ephinea also had an update as well for the Christmas event 2021. For players who haven't played the Christmas event before, there's a few things to look out for. The Christmas Fiasco quests are unlocked in each episode for the duration of the event. These are powerful, dense quests that span multiple areas. Completing these quests rewards coal. Coal does not drop randomly, but it may also be obtained by opening presents.
And presents do drop randomly.
Yep. Coal can be used in Episode 1 Christmas Shop at the Scavenger or to buy presents from the broadcast by the bank. Presents can drop from any enemy in any difficulty. Ultimate mode has stronger presents than other modes. Rare Saint Wrappies spawn in Episode 2 Temple, and drop vanilla event rewards. The items and presents are reported by the community. Moderators will periodically update this post. When you report an item, please report it, whether it was a present that dropped in normal to very hard, or a present that dropped in ultimate. And the Christmas... Go ahead.
And the Fiasco quest reward 4, 6, and 6 coal for Episode 1, Episode 2, and Episode 4, respectively. And currently, we do have a list of stuff that has been found for the presents. So currently, for the common presents, we found that Photon Crystal ×3, Cold ×10, HP Mat and TP Mat, or ×3 and ×2, Item Ticket, Daisy Chain with variable hit, Toy Hammer, Harrison Battle Fan, Lay Cogner, Syringe, Game Magazine, and Heart of YN0117. Those have been found in common presents, i.e. normal, hard, and very hard. Ultimate, currently in the common, you found Photon Drop, Photon Crystal, TP Mat, all ×1, Cold ×3, an ad slot, and Halloween Cookie. For frequent, you got Photon Drop ×2, Coal 5, TP Mat 2, Photon Crystal 2, Coal 10, and TP Mat 3. And then also Charge Type GU Hand with 40 hits, Mech of that with 35 hit, and then Spirit Type GU Hand 40 hit. Then Berserk Type GU Hand and Mech 40 and 50 hit, or 35 hit. Berserk Type KN Claw at 50 hit, and Blizzard Type SW Slicer at 30 hit, and Arrest Type DS1 at 30 hit. And then for the infrequents, there's Charge Type ME and Mech and SH Shot at 40 hit, Spirit Type ME and SH at 40 hit, Berserk Type ME and SH at 40 hit, and Devil's Type DS Rod at 30 hit, Spirit Type SWJ Sword at 30 hit, Photon Drop 5, Cold Drop 20, Stealth Kit, Blue Paint, Green Paint, Yellow Paint, Purple Paint, White Paint, Black Paint.
A lot of paint there.
Oh, yes. And now for the rares, we've got Amity's Memo, which allows you to have a Puyo Mag, I think. Yahoo's Engine. Oh, that's strange collab with Yahoo. Okay.
Yeah.
Several different Heart ofs. You got Platinum Huge Fan, Suppressed Gun, Disco of Liberator, Ismalia, and Lollipop. 10 Photon Drops. Charge Mech Gun with 70 hit. Jesus. Charge Repeater with 65 hit. Charge Spread with 65. Arrest Handgun with 65. Demon Sniper with 70. Charge Assault with 65. And Hell Auto Gun with 65. Photon Booster and Magic Rod Heart Key. And so far for the very rare that's been found, Photon Sphere, Photon Horde, a Frozen Shooter 40 hit, Vivian 40 hit, and Prophets of Motov.
So quite the list of items to get from this event. Also during... Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot here.
Also during this event, the Hunter's Boost Road is set up for Sweep Up Operation number 1, Sweep Up Operation number 4, Penumbral Surge number 1, Maximum Attack E, Galt of All, and Maximum Attack E, Episode 4. And remember that presents do not drop from Wrappies that are scared away, nor do they drop from boxes. Wrappies that are defeated normally will still drop presents, though present drop rates are not affected by DAR. So presents that have an equal chance of dropping from any enemy killed in any different in a difficulty, regardless of the active weekly boost or if you're in HBR. And then there was one other small update here where there was a disconnection bug that was occurring, and looks like they went to fix that on that one. Alright, but that pretty much brings us to the end of all the news that I had. Was there anything else you had today, Zance?
Nope, that's all I had. There's a lot that got updated and a lot to do in PSO2NGS now. Surprisingly, I like it.
Yep. Final thoughts, at least so far, on your perception of Retem?
I really enjoy it. Like I said, I like desert regions, so I'm really enjoying it, going through it.
Yep, and I'll agree with you there. It's nice to have somewhere new to play in the game, rather than me just having to tell players, okay, you can try NGS, but don't forget there's also the base PSO2 game. Now they're actually going to have something to do for a while in NGS. Although, base PSO2 is still going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, all that said, that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Xance and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
Johnny.